Welcome back, lifers, to another episode of Life Points with Ronda, the podcast that helps you navigate life's challenges with practical wisdom and actionable advice. Today, we discuss important topics that affect our everyday lives. Our focus today is on a very critical issue: breaking free from abuse, the Sean Diddy Combs Allegations. Before we get started, a few words. Our podcast is a part of the World Podcast Network now, with over 1,000 podcasts. Visit the World Podcast Network at https://World Podcast Network to listen to podcasts in over 12 genres. Come vote our podcast episodes up and help us rise on the leaderboard. If you have a podcast of your own, you can join for free. Understanding abuse. Abuse can take many forms, including physical, emotional, psychological, and financial. It's important to recognize that abuse is not just about physical violence. Emotional and psychological abuse can be just as damaging, if not more so, because it can undermine your sense of self and leave deep, invisible scars. Abusers often use tactics like manipulation, isolation, and intimidation to control their victims. They may belittle you, make you feel worthless, or make you doubt your own perceptions and reality. This is known as gaslighting, and it's a common tactic among abusers. Financial abuse, where the abuser controls your access to money and resources, is another way to keep you trapped in the relationship. Signs of an abusive relationship. It's crucial to recognize the signs of an abusive relationship so you can take action. Some common signs include: your partner is excessively jealous or possessive. They try to control where you go, who you see, and what you do. They belittle you or make you feel unworthy. They have unpredictable mood swings and can go from loving to abusive in a short time. They blame you for their abusive behavior. They isolate you from friends, family, and other support systems. They use threats or violence to intimidate you. If you recognize any of these signs in your relationship, it's important to seek help and support. Self-love is about recognizing your own worth and treating yourself with kindness and respect. It means setting boundaries and not allowing others to treat you poorly. It's about understanding that you deserve to be happy and safe. Practicing self-love can be challenging, especially if you've been in an abusive relationship where your self-esteem has been eroded. But it's essential for your well-being and recovery. Here are some ways to start practicing self-love. Surround yourself with supportive people who uplift you. Take time for self-care activities that make you feel good. Affirm your worth with positive self-talk. Seek professional help, such as therapy, to work through your experiences and rebuild your self-esteem. If you or someone you know is suffering from abuse, please reach out to the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE-7233. They offer confidential support and can help you create a safety plan, find resources in your community, and provide emotional support. Now, I need to step out of my professional role for a moment and speak from my heart. Sean Combs, known to many as Diddy, is the worst kind of monster, predator, and abuser. He should be jailed indefinitely. The accusations against him, although we must legally refer to them as alleged, are more than likely true. The sheer number of accusations paints a very clear picture of a pattern of abuse and manipulation. Let's not forget about Kim Porter, may she rest well, seeing that every dog has their day, sometimes twice, on Sunday, who made horrifying allegations against Combs, including the disgusting act of forcing her to taste Cassie's tampon. These are not just stories. These are real people, real victims who have suffered unimaginable pain at the hands of this man. Impact of abuse on victims. Abuse has a profound impact on victims. It can lead to long-term psychological effects, including anxiety, depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and even suicidal thoughts. The constant fear and stress can also manifest in physical health problems, such as chronic pain, gastrointestinal issues, and weakened immune function. It's important to acknowledge the courage it takes for victims to come forward and share their stories. Society often fails to support and believe survivors, which can exacerbate their trauma. We must create an environment where survivors feel safe and supported in speaking out. Rebuilding after abuse. Leaving an abusive relationship is just the first step in a long journey of healing. Rebuilding your life after abuse involves reclaiming your sense of self and rebuilding your trust in others. Here are some steps to help you on this journey. Seek professional help, such as counseling or therapy, to work through your trauma. Build a support network of friends, family, and support groups who understand your experiences. Focus on self-care and activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. Set boundaries and learn to assert your needs and desires. Educate yourself about healthy relationships and red flags to avoid in the future. The role of society in supporting survivors. As a society, we have a responsibility to support survivors of abuse. This means believing their stories, providing resources and support, and holding abusers accountable for their actions. It also means challenging the cultural norms and attitudes that enable abuse to continue. We must work towards creating a culture of respect and equality, where everyone is treated with dignity and respect. This involves educating ourselves and others about the dynamics of abuse and advocating for policies and practices that support survivors. Recently, a surveillance video from 2016 has surfaced, shedding more light on the abusive behavior of Sean Diddy Combs. This video, obtained exclusively by a major news outlet, shows Combs grabbing, shoving, dragging, and kicking his then-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, during an altercation. The footage, compiled from multiple camera angles, shows the incident occurring at a hotel in Century City, Los Angeles. In the video, Ventura exits a hotel room and walks to a bank of elevators. Combs, holding a towel around his waist, runs down the hall after her. He grabs her by the back of the neck and throws her to the floor. Still holding his towel closed with one hand, he then turns to kick her. As Ventura is on the ground, Combs retrieves a purse and suitcase from the floor near the elevators and kicks her again as she lies motionless. He briefly drags her by her sweatshirt toward a room before walking away. Ventura eventually stands up, gathers her items, and attempts to use a phone by the elevators. Combs returns, shoves her, and throws an object at her before walking away again. This gut-wrenching video confirms the disturbing and predatory behavior of Sean Combs. It's heartbreaking to see such blatant abuse, and it further emphasizes the importance of standing up against such behavior and supporting the victims. I want to give a special shout out to Cat Williams for his insightful warning that 2024 would be the year of revelations. So many individuals are being exposed for their true, vile nature. It's a powerful reminder that the truth always comes to light, no matter how deeply it's buried. And didn't Kendrick Lamar also expose Drake? It seems like the truth is coming to light in every corner of the entertainment world. We are witnessing a powerful moment of reckoning, where the voices of survivors are being heard and believed. Suge Knight's warning. In a recent development, Suge Knight issued a warning to Sean Diddy Combs. During a phone call from prison, the Death Row Records founder mentioned that Combs' life is in danger because he knows secrets about certain powerful individuals. Knight, who hosts the Collect Call podcast from prison, suggested that these individuals might come after Combs. While Knight's comments are speculative, they add another layer of complexity to the ongoing issues surrounding Combs. Let's travel down a timeline. The allegations contained in lawsuits against Combs date as far back as the 1990s, when he founded his own record label, Bad Boy Records. The lawsuit from Ventura that matches some of the actions taken by Combs in the surveillance video also accuses the rapper of paying the hotel $50,000 for the footage. One of the rapper's raided homes is located in Holmby Hills, an affluent neighborhood where Combs purchased a home for $40 million 10 years ago. The Los Angeles District Attorney's Office said it is aware of the video, condemning it as extremely disturbing and difficult to watch, though it will not bring charges against Combs because the apparent 2016 assault took place beyond the timeline where a crime of assault can be prosecuted. California state law provides a 1-year statute of limitation for assault and 3 years for felony assault. Combs' homes in Los Angeles and Miami were raided by federal Homeland Security investigations agents in March. As part of an investigation the agency did not elaborate on, though NBC News and the Associated Press reported the searches stem from a trafficking probe. Combs has not been charged or accused by federal prosecutors of a crime. The rapper has faced a string of lawsuits, starting when he was sued on November 16th last year by Ventura, a singer and dancer who alleged Combs essayed her in 2018 and subjected her to a years-long abusive relationship that included punching, kicking, and stomping on her and asserting complete control over her personal and professional life. Ventura's $30 million lawsuit against Combs was settled later that month for an undisclosed amount, with Ventura telling CNN she had chosen to resolve this matter amicably, while Combs' attorney said the settlement was in no way an admission of wrongdoing and didn't change his denial of the allegations. Later in November, a woman named Joey Dickerson Neal alleged in a lawsuit Combs drugged her, essayed her, and and secretly recorded the assault while she was a college student in 1991. Separately, in November, an anonymous plaintiff accused Combs and singer-songwriter Aaron Hall of SA, her and a friend, in 1990 or 1991 after meeting at an MCA Records event in New York. A suit that, like the Dickerson-Neal complaint, was filed shortly before the expiration of a New York law temporarily allowing lawsuits for older assault allegations that would ordinarily be past the statute of limitations. Combs was hit with another SA suit in December, accusing the rapper of drugging and participating in a gang rape of the unnamed accuser in 2003, when the accuser was 17 years old. The most recent lawsuit against Combs was filed last month by producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones, who sued the rapper in New York and alleged he was subjected to unwanted advances by associates of Diddy at his direction and was forced to engage in relations with sex workers he hired. In a set of widely covered allegations, Jones's lawsuit alleges Combs regularly hosted sex trafficking parties with underage women and illegal drugs, and implies record label executives who looked the other way financially benefited from access to celebrities and dignitaries like the British Royal Prince Harry, who was not accused of any wrongdoing or of attending parties himself. Combs' attorney told the Los Angeles Times the suit includes reckless name-dropping about events that are pure fiction and simply did not. Combs, 54, has denied all of the allegations against him, with his attorneys characterizing some of the lawsuits and their accusations to Forbes as money grabs, baseless, or sickening. Combs has not been criminally charged. This episode is more than just a segment. It's a call to action. To all my listeners, please, if you are in an abusive relationship, find the strength within yourself to leave. Reach out for help and know that you are not alone. Love yourself enough to walk away from anyone who doesn't treat you with the respect and kindness you deserve. Thank you for listening to this powerful and emotional episode of Life Points with Ronda. Together, we can break the chains of abuse and create a world where everyone is treated with dignity and love. Stay strong, stay safe, and love yourself. Until next time, I'm Ronda, and you've been listening to Life Points with Ronda. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you never miss a life-changing episode. Share our podcast with friends and family who might benefit from our discussions. You can check out my podcasts on nycpodcastnetwork.com as well as MediaGirlNetwork.com if you have any questions or comments about this episode. Drop off some fan mail. And for even more exclusive content, be sure to check out our Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube channels. Also, would you like me to speak about a specific topic? Simply send me your suggestions to lifepointswithronda@gmail.com or my personal website, lifepointswithronda. If I select your topic, not only will you receive a shout out, but some really cool prizes. Thank you for watching. Please check out my other videos.